Okay, the last topic we're going to talk about is we're going to be given some graphs, and we're going to be asked to use our graph in order to graph an inverse function. So if you look back and you think about what we were doing here, we took our f of x, we wrote it as y. We know we're always allowed to do that. And then we switched our y to an x. We switched our x's and our y's. And we mentioned this earlier when we were talking about basically graphing our square root and our quadratic equation and how we switched our x's and y's when we were doing those graphs. Well, the basic thing happens right here, okay? So let's say we're given this graph, and let's consider this a point here, even though that's an arrow and I know it extends there, okay? I'm going to consider this a point on the graph for doing this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all four of these points. Well, this point is -4, -1. This one's -2, 2. This one right here is 1, 3. And then this one would be 4, 4. Okay, now to find the inverse, what I'm going to do on each of these is I'm just going to simply switch my x's and my y's. So I have -1, -4, 2, -2, 3, 1, and then 4, 4. So if I plot -1, -4, which will be right here, and then what do I have? 2, -2, 3, 1, and then 4, 4. So now I'm going to graph these following the same pattern. My arrow is going to extend right here, but these two are connected with a straight line. Then these two. And then it's going to extend up through here. Okay, so that is our graph. Now, it's not hard to do. You just switch your x's and your y's and you graph them. One thing you will notice is that every time you go to graph an inverse and you have the other there, you can imagine drawing the identity function as a dotted line, basically one that goes diagonally through the origin like this, and it will always be symmetric about this. Okay? Now, if you think back, we were talking about, let's see, back in one of the last sections, we had square root, and then we restricted it here, and we said that look at this, okay? We restrict the domain here, and here you can see that the two are symmetric about each other. Everything we have done connects together.